This is a brand new handheld coming from AYANEO, and it looks pretty damn awesome. If you're into retro games, then stick around because we're going to be talking about it. Hit like, subscribe, click the bell icon. Let's find out about the AYANEO Pocket Ace, one of the most powerful Android handhelds you could buy. Let's get into it. I'm Blaze okay.
Let's go.
So if you love handheld gaming, please hit the like, subscribe, click the bell icon right now. It really helps out, helps this video out. And also check the links down below in the video description for some really cool tech. Handheld tech, PS5, Steam Deck tech, all the best stuff, best TV, best probiotics, best $10 off your Instacart, and all the stuff I use in my daily setup. So let's talk about this, because this was interestingly announced. It's called the AYANEO Pocket Ace. It's an Android gaming handheld from the company you might have heard of, AYANEO, who make a bunch of really great handhelds. Yeah, it's four curved body, smooth to hold, borderless full screen, unmatched elegance and immersion, unique bottom bezel extension design, advanced UV coating process, and it is available right now on Indiegogo. Let's take a look at some of these little snaps from their X post. So I'm not sure what it means by four curved body. I'm guessing four sides. Look at that. Is that front-facing speakers on it? That's super cool. Smooth, comfortable to hold. So if you've been looking for a nice little console, just like Game Boy games, SNES, Genesis, all that sort of stuff, this might be one to go for and one to look at. Let's take a look. So let's see the pricing in a second. So borderless full screen, unmatched elegance and immersion in its class. Hey, I've got to admit, this is probably one of the nicest looking portable, pocketable gaming handhelds that I've seen. Now here's obviously a little video of it in action, right? We'll take a look at the Indiegogo specs in a second, but look how nice this looks. Hall effect sticks, they're really small sticks. Analog triggers, something that still the Nintendo Switch 2 does not have. If they can put analog triggers onto a device this small and pocketable, how can't Nintendo? I love the little buttons at the bottom there. I can see my palms squishing into those though. That might be a bad thing. So he's got front-facing speakers. I really like how they've done that. How they've like did like a tempered edge there, like, and you know, and all of the UI looks kind of nice. So before we get too hyped up about this, let's take a look at Indiegogo and check the pricing for this thing, right? So Pocket Ace, powerful horizontal retro handheld. It's got a 4.5-inch 3.2 golden ratio HD screen. It's got a 0916B surged linear motor, so I'm guessing maybe, you know, rumble. Snapdragon G3X Gen 2, a 6,000 milliamp battery. Holy crap! So your retro gaming option companion. It's obviously got upgraded Hall effect joystick. It's got 6,000 milliamp battery. It's got iSpace Plus, iHome handheld management software. The LCD looks pretty nice. I really want OLED to become the standard in gaming handhelds overall. I think OLED's just, you know, there's nothing like it. Obviously, this doesn't look bad by any means, does it really? I mean, with it being an LCD, is it an IPS LCD? I would hope so. But yeah, it's a super retina precision. The classic 3:2 aspect ratio is tailor-made for retro games, setting a new standard for screen experience on horizontal retro handhelds, powered by the Snapdragon G3X Gen 2 gaming platform, obviously 15-watt peak performance. That's similar to the Steam Deck. Jeez. Compact powerhouse, 6,000 milliamp battery, first debuted ultra wideband linear motor and gaming handheld for immersive tactile feedback. Good to see that they are adding rumble. You don't get rumble in many of these little pocketable handhelds, and it does come in different colors. We'll take a look at that in a second. Powerful performance. So let's see how. Okay, so it's not actually available to buy or pre-order yet, but you can keep updated on it. Are we going to hear anything about the price? Let's see. Okay, so no details on the price yet, but it does seem to come black, white, and it obviously has a retro power look. Obviously, AYANEO's sort of famous for this old NES sort of creamy green OG DMG Game Boy look, which looks pretty cool. Tell me which color you would like. Is this something you'd be interested in? What is your budget for one of these if you did decide to get one? Perfect size, top tier performance, stunning design. If you're wanting to take a little bit of some retro gaming on the go, this might be your choice. Obviously, it runs Android, which, as you know, is very versatile. We could get Netflix running on this, hopefully, get YouTube running on this. That's what I like about a lot of these touchscreen Android handhelds, is that they're so versatile in terms of installing different emulators, installing third-party apps like YouTube, like Netflix, maybe even a little bit of like a web browser in it. It's very close to what you'd get, obviously, in something, you know, a more console-like experience, but it gives you the freedom to do whatever the heck you wanted. Even if you wanted to install, I don't know, YouTube Kids on this for your kids. Who knows? You could do that. Now, I don't know if it's got a touchscreen. Is it a touchscreen display? It doesn't say. Now, with it being obviously Android is catered towards touchscreen input. I don't know what the iSpace experience is on top of Android. It might be good, might be bad, I don't know. But it would be nice to have touchscreen as an option for this thing. I think if you're going to put Android on a handheld, it's like a prerequisite requirement that you should have touchscreen built in as well. It should be a touchscreen. That way, should you want to delve into the bushes and do a little bit of tinkering, maybe install the YouTube app or install other Android apps in general, or play touch-focused games, it would be nice to have that option, right? To be able to do that and not have to, fight the controls. I like the inputs on it. The inputs look pretty interesting. You've got your start select up there. I believe it's even got let me see the top of it there. It's got an RC, 2 buttons there. It looks like it's got, I guess, is that like a fingerprint sensor up there? You got their volume. Again, cannot praise AYANEO enough for managing to fit analog triggers in. I think, now I cover Switch 2 news on this channel as well, and obviously the Switch 2 just got announced and it's coming out on June 5th. One thing I was super disappointed to see with how great a job they've done with the Switch 2. I was so disappointed to see that they haven't added analog triggers. It's just that on, the clicky triggers. In 2025, come on, that was one of the biggest things I was looking forward to on the Switch 2. And it doesn't seem that we've got it. And, a lot of people say, oh, it's because the Switch 2 is really skinny. I mean, look at this. Can you really say that the thinness of the Switch 2 is the reason why they couldn't? I don't know. I think that was an I think they overlooked that. But yeah, 6,000 milliamp battery. This looks like it's going to be great for retro games, huh? Fighting games, beat 'em up games. Okay, here's an interesting thing. Look at that. They're playing an Android game here with touch buttons, and it doesn't look like it supports touch input. It looks like you can map certain areas of the screen with touch, assign touch inputs to your buttons, but I'm not seeing them use touch the screen in any way. And there's touch inputs there for this emulator. See? It's semi-transparent. They're not using it. Curious. Very curious. Supports up to 40-watt charging. Fast charging. Sweet. Not bad. So you should be able to charge this thing up fast. Oh, look at that. Shovel Knight. Sega. So yeah, if you're looking to play some retro games, maybe even some Android games, this looks like it might be a pretty good, sweet deal. The UI looks pretty interesting. iSpace looks like the same one on the regular AYANEO. Seen a lot of... Oh, it does have a touchscreen. Okay. There's me complaining. It does have touch support. Thank goodness. I love the UI for this. Look at that. How sweet is that? PSP? Oh yeah, this might be your ultimate handheld device. So there we go. Stay tuned. I'll put the link to the Indiegogo down below in the video description. If this is something you're interested in, hit like, subscribe, and let me know in the comment section. Again, check out the links down below in the video description for some really cool stuff. Best handheld stuff, best tech, the best coffee that I recommend, $10 off your first Instacart, and a bunch of other really cool things. Anyway, stay tuned. I'm Blaze2K. We love gaming. We love handheld gaming on this channel. And if you feel like joining us for some gaming news, tech news, on the daily, please consider subscribing and clicking that bell icon. But first, hit like, okay, because it helps out a lot. Anyways, I'm Blaze2K. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.
Let's go.